can you please help me to welcome Ms. Madhu Verma, Board Member, Water for People, India. Can we welcome her, everybody, on dais for the special address? All over to you, ma'am.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, APAC, for inviting me, having me here. I must say, as rightly said by the previous speakers, such a wonderful connect women have with water. That reminds me when I was a child, I saw a movie called as Do Boond Pani. I don't know how many of you have seen this movie. In 1970, when I was a little child, I still have a very strong impression of the movie. 2 drops of water. That's what Do Boond Pani means for her, interest. It was set up in Rajasthan background, and the very famous song, if you have heard, पीतल की मेरी गागरी दिल्ली से मोल मंगाई रे पैरों में घुंघरू बांध के पनिया भरन को चाहिए रे. So it's all, women who were talking about water conservation, and how they face a drudgery of water, available at the very far off places. They have to walk miles away, and how they revolutionize the whole thing. They gather together, made it a point to represent their, worries, woes, and drudgery to the government. And finally, a canal came up in that region. So there's a movie about. I just remembered. And such a strong, I'm an environmental economist. I worked all my life with the Indian Institute of Forest Management, which is a Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change organization based out of Bhopal. I was a professor of environmental and developmental economics, and my job was to value natural resources. So water is something which is used by all of us. We not just use it, we overuse it, we misuse it, and we abuse it as well. And we don't bother much about conserving because we can't live without water. There's a typical diamond and water paradox taught about in theory of economics. Diamonds are very expensive because they're scarce. Water is, the potable one is scarce, but still it is because it's subsidized. We take it as an abundant commodity. We don't bother much about it. So that's what is the background. As I worked in IFM for 25 years, I moved to World Resources Institute 5 years ago as chief economist and worked in the agriculture sector strongly. And now I work with IORA Ecological Solutions as Senior Economic Advisor, and happy to be on the board of Water for People. So in forests, there's such a strong connect of women in water. You would not believe, I worked a lot on tiger reserves of India and worked out the value of habitat of tiger. If you conserve habitat of tiger, not just tiger gets protection, a couple of species get protection, but also, water gets protection. You would not believe we have 55 tiger reserves in the country, and more than 740 rivers or tributaries originate from these tiger reserves. And the women which are engaged around tiger reserves in EDCs, in JFMCs, Joint Forest Management Committees, Eco-Development Committees, play a wonderful role in conservation. So this is kind of a background. Now we work a lot on climate change aspect. We're doing a big study for the World Bank on Sundarban Delta, Sundarban landscape rather, and visited these, committees, JFMCs, with most of the committee members are women, because men folk go outside to do alternative means of livelihoods. Women depend a lot, and they face lots of challenges for conserving water, using water, and the livelihood as well. That's what I just wanted to give background. In fact, water has got a very strong cultural value, and besides we worship river. We all call us Ma Gange, Ma Narmada. We have such a Ma Saraswati. There's such a strong connect with water, and I'm a light vocal singer, and I think most of my songs list contain, songs with water around. I just mentioned, "Ye neer kahan se barse, batri kahan se aayi hai." I mentioned this song of Do Boond Pani. So this is how we connect very strongly with water, indirectly, directly, and but at the same time, my job is also to make invisible contributions of systems upfront to the policymakers, to industrialists, to corporate people, to common masses. That's what is the idea. So just quickly, I was given to speak on impact of technologies on women in water conservation. Of course, I'm going to have presentation by the industry. But what I thought about, industry can provide a lot of support, a lot of help to women in access to information and on the resource, definitely. Technologies like smartphones, tablets, internet access provide women with crucial information on water conservation techniques and best practices, government schemes and resources for water management, weather forecasts and warnings for drought and floods. We have lots of things around, but it's also an effort to collect things together and provide this knowledge and information to women. We have good examples. I did a bit of research. I'm a deep down researcher, so I thought let me just give some examples. We have in Rajasthan, even in drought-prone areas, I started an example with Rajasthan, in fact, are using mobile apps to learn about rainwater harvesting techniques, access information on government subsidies, We don't even know many things are around and won't even have this information. For water efficient technologies, receive alerts for water scarcity. I'm working a lot in Sundarbans these days, so yeah, such a wonderful role technology play in giving a lot of support to them. In Tamil Nadu, where we were talking to Sadhana, she's going to start a big study on in Chennai, and Chennai, which is having lots of ponds. Bangalore similarly, but they face water crisis these days. So, and women farmers who are engaged in such an activity in Tamil Nadu, they're using online platforms to connect with agricultural experts, learn about water saving irrigation methods, not just conservation is what production and savings that combine together, and share their experiences with other women in their communities. Not just it ends with them. It's like jitna vidya baatte utni badhti hai. So you communicate and let people understand about it. Second important use of technology could be in improved efficiency and productivity, because it's a typical economics paradigm called as production function. आप कम चीज़ों से उतने उत्पाद बनाते हैं और ज़्यादा उसी सेम इनपुट से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन करते हैं. Just combining my language to for larger masses to understand. So this is what they do. Technologies like solar pumps, water filters, drip irrigation improve efficiency and definitely productivity. They reduce physical burden on women by automating water management tasks. I must give you an interesting example. It sounds like a joke, but it's a reality. I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about 25 years ago. I used to teach in IFM and I used to gather examples. Some villages in Rajasthan facing typical problem of not finding brides for their bridegrooms, for the eligible bachelors, because if the women are married to this in this village, they have to walk miles away to fetch water, to fetch forest produce, and they're facing lots of challenges. So this is what kind of cultural aspect also exists. So they reduce physical burden on women. The time is saved, energy is saved, which they can use for alternative means of livelihoods and definitely do many more things. Increase efficiency in water use and improve crop diversity in yields. We talk about climate smart agriculture, climate smart fisheries, climate smart irrigation systems, and Israel is an example for that. Definitely, we talk a lot about that. We have examples in Chhattisgarh, Punjab, where women farmers are using solar pumps to access groundwater for irrigation, reducing their reliance on diesel-powered pumps and lowering the energy cost. In Maharashtra, women are using, of course, they've taken a lot of inputs, takeaways from Israel's example, drip irrigation to conserve water and improve crop yields. And so otherwise, we overuse water and they do more harm than good to the crop. And reduce dependence on unpredictable rainfall, because it is totally rain-fit, you face all these drudgeries. Technologies can provide huge amount of economic empowerment to women, definitely. They can help women to generate income and water-related activities. We found lots of examples where I have also worked across. In aquaculture, improved fish technique, using fish farming techniques, using like cage culture. We had an example of crab fattening in Sundarbans and in West Bengal, where East Calcutta wetlands are very famous across the country. If you go to Calcutta, the more water bodies than other physical structures. So this is what the dependence. Aeration, we have very interesting variety where airborne, air-breathing fish, which like to come up and breathe and then go down with the water plays a very important role. The water-related crafts are also very important, like skills to produce and sell water-saving devices. Pottery for water storage, because you use for later time as well, and a couple of other crafts that they can do. In West Bengal, women are using solar-powered fishing nets and boats to increase their catch and generate more income. Right? Sundarban is a great example to understand that. I'll just quickly take one or two just to quickly finish because other speakers are there. They can also play a very important role in community engagement and collaboration. Technology can facilitate communication collaboration. We talk about mobile phones, connecting through online and getting a lot of information for water conservation initiatives. We need not go everywhere in person, but at least start with that and of course go in person ground to do ground truth thing. The women it can help with sharing technologies and knowledge, best practices, resources, and training awareness capacity building can be done through technology. Odisha, women are using WhatsApp. We have done this study actually and also seen using WhatsApp groups to share information on water scarcity, discuss water management strategies, organize collective action to address water challenges. Such a wonderful way they can connect. In Andhra Pradesh, which is known for its fisheries activities, they're using online forums to connect with other women working group on water conservation, share experiences. Madhu Pradesh, where I have been located all my life, we have examples in Kataria where household level water connections in Kataria through solar powered and spring-based pipe water schemes are being initiated. And water roaster is being established, not just to use for yourself, but surplus can be given to other villages. And lastly, where is also very important, which I now also mentioned in the beginning, about addressing gender-specific challenges. Women have to deal with water more than men, even when they're in the field, of the field. So technologies can be designed to address the specific needs and challenges faced by women on safety and accessibility. Women-friendly design of water pumps, which they can easily run. Sanitation facilities, because water, health, and sanitation, the three things are combined together. Water collection points can ensure the safety and comfort instead of traveling long miles. They can collect it definitely. Flexibility. Mobile training programs and online resources can accommodate women's schedules and child care responsibilities. They can't come on the typical official times, so they can definitely provide this access. We have examples in Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. They're using community-based rainwater harvesting systems designed to be user-friendly and accessible to women. Karnataka, they are participating in mobile training programs and hands-on training programs of water management techniques and like that. Just quickly give examples of how, we have Yokogawa to present finally, but just give me one or two examples very quickly, how the APAC partners who are here, the industries, can help their contributions in, definitely in many, many areas. I'll take, for example, of Sundarbans because we have done huge amount of work currently. For example, Yokogawa, I got the background, we have speakers from there, but I did some research to understand. It is a global leader in industrial automation and control, providing solutions to process industries like water treatment. And we face such a problem with salinization in island like Sundarbans, where water has to be desalinized, going to be done. So they can provide advanced automation and monitoring systems for water treatment plants, desalination facilities, optimizing efficiency and reducing water usage. They can contribute toward climate smart irrigation, which is less water and you can produce a crop. So you're shifting a crop combination, diversity is being brought into. And there's a climate smart fisheries also being practiced in West Bengal, especially in Sundarbans. They can provide a lot of support to that. They have an example. I also looked at what kind of CSR activities they have done. They have partnered with the Worldwide Fund. You can support, expand to this. Projects focusing on sustainable water management and conservation. They also have initiatives in sustainable manufacturing practices within their own operations. So I know the time is up. So I have examples from Autodesk. Let me just respond to what they have been doing. They can provide lots of support for that. For example, Schneider Electrics, they have global specialists in energy management and automation. This point was raised in the first presentation as well. They can contribute towards energy-efficient technologies and solutions like solar powered for water treatment plants, pumping stations, and irrigation systems. This is what combined together, I think, greatly can help the Jal Sahelia. I have heard a lot about, because I worked in forest, Van Mitras. I'm heading the technical committee of Delhi government's wetlands committee, where we have, wetland mitras, but I'd never heard about, Jal Sahelia, which is so good and so gender empowered, term. And you have been doing such a good amount of work. So thank you very much for having this. Has been my, experience and a bit of research to also contribute towards further augmentation of your efforts to bring this knowledge to the larger platform, and the role that policymakers, we researchers, and industry can play to combine and integrate things together and come out with a very holistic and sustainable solution. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the wonderful session by you. Now,